Welcome back to Beards and Brews. This week's review is going to be Snakes on a Plane, starring good old Sam Jackson himself. Ill for short.
Yeah, this came out in 2006, right at the height of like MySpace, and I feel like MySpace had a lot to do with this movie even getting released.
I guess. I don't know. Like, I remember there was like a huge marketing play. There were banners, billboards, ridiculous commercials on TV. And I remember going to like, was it Burger King or something? And like every meal, a kid's meal, would come with like a little toy advert with it. You get like a DVD of like a sneak peek of the movie.
Really?
Yeah, it was something ridiculous. Like they were pushing us pretty fucking hard.
I don't remember that, but I remember it being a viral sensation on Netflix, or not Netflix, on MySpace once, everybody started talking about how, oh, there's a movie called Snakes on a Plane. I bet you can't guess what it's about. And Sam Jackson's going to be in it. And he signed on without ever even reading the script. And they said that that Sam Jackson was going to drop out if he changed the name of the movie. And, there was all this, like, sort of viral talk about it.
All right. So along those lines, Sam Jackson asked to be written out of Deep Blue Sea, a movie comparatively that I see as a masterpiece compared to this
Really?
film.
Like
Yeah.
Deep Blue Sea's pretty good. Like it's not fucking Oscar worthy or anything, but it's entertaining.
It's been a while since I've seen Deep Blue Sea, but I would take watching this movie every day of the week over Deep Blue Sea.
What?
Whoa, dude! That's
Yeah,
harsh.
by a
That's
long
super
shot,
harsh.
actually.
Like this movie is legitimately one Samuel L. Jackson away from being on fucking sci-fi.
Dude, yes, I have that in my notes. This is sci-fi worthy.
Yeah, but it's entertaining. There's nothing
No,
wrong with sci-fi.
okay.
Those sci-fi movies.
There's a difference. If I watch a movie on sci-fi a la Sharknado, I watch it because like there's like a level of trash that I fucking expect from that kind of TV channel. But this
Wait.
came to theaters. Like,
Did you
this had, like,
did you
a
walk
theme
into
to it.
this expecting something higher than sci-fi grade?
No,
That's exactly
I'm not
what this
saying-
should have been.
I'm not expecting high art or anything, but I expected Sam Jackson to give a shit. Maybe like somebody had to, right?
To
People
me,
paid money for this.
to me,
I did.
whenever
I saw this
I
movie,
saw-
I think, twice in theaters.
No.
You're insane, Chan, man. You're
Like,
into fucking sadomasochism or something.
I was at the midnight show. I think this movie is really entertaining. It's not fucking good. It is not good, but it's
I just-
really entertaining.
Okay, that blows my mind because, like, hi, I'm Chandler. My favorite movie is Apocalypse Now. By the way, I saw Snakes on a Plane twice in the theater, one on opening night.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Okay, like I get it. Like I wasn't expecting a masterpiece or anything, but like I could not fix my attention on this movie for more than like 10 minutes.
I'll say it does take a long time to get on the plane and get the snakes going. That's my biggest gripe. My biggest gripe is that it does take a while, but once it's going, shit is wild.
It's
the
not
crystal ball
even
helps.
wild. It's so fucking mild. Like, I watched sci-fi movies. I am a fucking sci-fi movie connoisseur. You can ask my wife and my kid. I
Carnosaur?
force them. Yeah, connoisseur 1 through 3. I will fucking watch a sci-fi movie dedicatedly. I like them. I fucking like sci-fi movies. Ice Spider, I'm there. Piranhaconda, I'm on board. Fucking Sharktopus versus Whale Wolf. I was there. All right.
I was there.
Then I watched this and I see Sam Jackson and I go, okay, this is going to be schlock. Don't get me wrong. I already knew what I'm stepping into. But with Sam Jackson attached, at least what I thought was it's going to be higher tier, not take itself serious, almost comedic schlock. You know, Sam Jackson's really going to be hamming it up and selling, and it's going to be a lot of fun. As
Oh,
opposed-
Exactly what I got. This is not taking this movie serious. It is schlock. It is comedic schlock.
Okay, I think I got it. Brady just touched on something that hit a nerve. I think what I expected was not necessarily Sam Jackson to carry the movie, but you can tell that he himself wasn't really having fun. So, like, I, as a viewer, wasn't really having fun. He just showed up and he's like, cha-ching, thanks. That was snakes on a plane.
I don't know. I think I might care less about Sam Jackson being there than either one of you guys. I just think of him as part of the movie, not like the central part of the movie. The leading role is the snakes.
No, they're not. They're fucking everywhere. They explode, and then you get like to see some of the fucking most atrocious CGI ever.
The CGI is real bad.
These fucking snakes do acrobatics to attack people, and somehow the snakes are powerful enough to lunge forward, bite people that weigh thousands of times more than their body weight, and sling them across the room. And again, I've watched sci-fi movies. This is to be expected, but at the same time, when I'm watching it, and these people are, it takes itself too serious. This movie takes itself too serious to be schlocky, and it's dead. It's dead from the second it fucking takes off.
See, I didn't take it as being too serious at all. Like, I don't see any part of this movie taken serious. Like, maybe you've got, like, the two little boys. Maybe that's a little bit too serious for what it is. But, like, everything else is just fucking goofy.
There's, like, an apparent absurdity to everything, but yeah, I'm curious, too, like, what, like, jumps at you, besides the snake.
Okay, let's get the movie started first. Pretty much it starts out in Hawaii. Dude's riding a dirt bike. He sees this mobster guy commit a murder. Straight off the bat, you've got this Asian mobster guy.
Question mark, yeah.
I guess his name is Eddie Kim. Beats the guy to death with a baseball bat, all the while just like Ric Flair. Woo! Like,
he's like the kind of guy, like the director's like, man, we should get Jet Li. I was like, well, we got Jet Free. Close enough.
He's like, who wants a trip to Hawaii to be in this movie? And, fucking Champ fan shows up. Keenan from SNL shows up. And Sam Jackson's, I need a vacation.
Yeah, they totally pulled an Adam Sandler. Like, he just brought all his buddies to Hawaii to film, in parentheses, a movie. Just like, man.
They just filmed it on the flight there. That was it.
Yeah. At the time, though, this was not Keenan from SNL. This was Keenan from fucking Good Burger.
No, sir. This is Keenan from SNL. Keenan from Good Burger is funny. Keenan from SNL is not. In this film, it's definitely not fucking funny.
Wow. All right. Well, either way.
I was excited for Keenan because I'm like, I like this guy. He's funny. And to me, like, it was like, Kel's humorous. He wasn't. I liked it for Keenan. The dry humor, but he tries to deliver that here, and it's fucking flat. I'll play video games. Okay.
Like, the whole video game thing was totally bogus, but like his delivery of the lines were probably the best in the movie. So I gotta like disagree with you a little bit. Like, the stupid, like, okay, so Keenan plays like a bodyguard for a fella who's like mega rap star, whatever, and he gets on the plane.
50 cent.
Yeah, something like that. $quarter, whatever.
3 G's.
And like
$quarter.
And like he gets on the plane, and like the little stewardess just like brushes past him. He's like, "Whoa, don't touch me! You better tell her, don't touch me." And he's just like, "Yeah, don't touch him. Don't worry about it." It's like that was just so blasé, but it was so funny because the actor is just playing it so absurdly. He's just like, "Yeah, man, he's fucking crazy. Yep, this is what I'm doing now. Don't touch him." All right.
Okay, what I got from that was, all right, you find out that they've known each other since they were kids. So this is just like rapper got famous. Hold on, rapper got famous and was like, all right, my two childhood best friends. I can't trust anybody else. These two guys, they're my bodyguards. And he's just like, yeah, whatever, don't. He's not actually a bodyguard. He's like entourage.
He's his buddy collecting a paycheck.
Yeah, exactly.
But we only find this out after he pulls a gun on somebody.
Yeah.
This fucking movie. So
yeah, for sure.
Let's just get into the meat of it. So this guy on a dirt bike trying to be a cheap imitation of fucking Triple X, and he's like, vroom, vroom, vroom. Kyle is over there being a traitor to Monster, and he's drinking a Red Bull, and he witnesses a murder. The fucking Sam Jackson rescues him because apparently, when you witness a murder, the first thing you do is fire up your loud-ass dirt bike and get followed home. Sam Jackson miraculously is like, hey, I tracked your fingers off some trash I found in a trashy part of town and just happened to know that this Red Bull was recent.
Well, he saw his
Yeah.
wings, so he just assumed.
Damn, you ain't wrong.
But yeah, you're right. Like, he left the scene of the crime, and not only does Sam Jackson know where he lived, but also the bad guys, and they all came on the exact same day at the exact same time for whatever reason. Well, I mean, they're going to kill him, but still, coincidental.
I was thinking what had happened was Sam Jackson, he's an FBI agent. He's following these guys that are working for Eddie Kim. Guys that are working for Eddie Kim going to break into this apartment. There's probably a reason why.
Okay, I'm gonna punch a hole in that logic. They walk into an apartment building. Sam Jackson is on this man's patio.
Oh yeah, he's on his little balcony. Like, he's not even on the ground floor.
Yeah, there's fucking random, like fucking 20 apartments in there, and he's like, they're going to that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or maybe like he just had like a big banner above his place that just said snitch.
Or while he's out there, collecting cans for the recycling, getting that Red Bull, he sees dirt bike tracks and is like, "Oh, I bet the guy that saw that murder left out of here on a dirt bike." And then he gets back to the apartment building, sees the dirt bike, and is like, "That's the guy."
It's stupid.
We're like 10 minutes in, it's already like a hat full of assholes. It's just fucking, it's a mess.
For real.
Pretty much, he says, "You've got to testify against Eddie Kim so we can lock him up." But, Eddie Kim, he's killed every guy that's tried to testify against him. Will you testify? Fly to LA with us so you can testify against him. And he's like, "Okay,
What?
I guess."
No, he's like, what? And Sam Jackson's like, say what one more time, motherfucker.
But yeah, they sneak onto an airplane, but Eddie fucking whatever already knows that they're gonna do this and has a fucking harebrained, ridiculous plan. He somehow smuggles on hundreds of snakes when the man could have just put a goddamn bomb on the plane.
Not even that. Like, they could have just killed them. Like, guns exist. Like, there's just Samuel Jackson, the snitch, and Sam Jackson's partner. 3 guys. They knew where they were the entire time up until they got on a different plane.
Okay, poking the hole in the whole bomb or guns thing, there were dogs searching the plane. Like, as they do, this is post 9/11, TSA, all that stuff. They actually say the only reason they didn't detect the snakes is because they were cold-blooded.
Okay, I'm going to poke a hole in that poking because they had guys so close to them, they knew which plane they were going to be on after it was switched because they had a guy as a baggage handler.
Yeah. I'm not saying that it's like this plan is great. I'm just saying, like, there are reasons they didn't go with a bomb. And, a baggage handler with a gun, baggage handler probably has to go through security himself.
But couldn't they just smuggled on a gun?
Guns are cold.
No, that's what I just said. Not like dogs can sniff out like gunpowder and stuff like that.
It sniffed out the snake. It sniffed out the fucking mechanism that blew up the box. There was a literal explosion. It was a mini bomb to blow the box open.
I don't know. Yeah.
But anyways, the dog's like sniff, and like, oh, there's a cat there. Come on, boy. It's the kitty cat you're sniffing. Even though you're trained not to even give a shit about cats. Doesn't matter. None of this matters. Anyways, now they're on the plane, and fucking Eddie Kim is like, okay, set the 2-hour timer so they're over the ocean when the snakes bust loose on this plane. And we are greeted to an ensemble cast, like we said, of Flex Alexander as 3G, Lynn Shay, because something's getting possessed in Detroit, and Kel, or Keenan, Taylor Kitsch, Gambit, and John Carter.
Oh, Gambit was that flamboyant fella. That was interesting.
Taylor Kitsch, I thought was the he's the the Mile High guy. Yeah.
Yep. Snake bites the lady with the fake titties, and silicone oozes out. Quality.
Hilarious. And also you get the Champ from Anchorman. He's the pilot. Let's trust that man.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fucking Todd Packer.
Yeah, he has a name.
Fudge Packer. We're introduced to a side story that's supposed to make us give a shit. There's 2 children on the plane, Flying Alone for the First Time. Two Brothers, starring Andy Milonakis.
I was thinking, fucking, what's the kid's name from Goonies?
Sloth?
Oh,
No,
Chunk?
the Truffle Shuffle.
Chunk.
Chunk, yeah.
Oh,
I just
man.
saw it, was like, is that Andy Milonakis? Is he getting work? What's
No,
happening?
that's great.
That'd be
And-
wonderful.
And
if
the
it
other
were.
kid's just like a child, like a little child.
We'll call him whatever. But there's like a bunch of people like that on the plane where they have like little, I don't want to call them like side arcs or anything. They just have isms. Like you have the asshole who's also British, so he's like super asshole.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
you have
that's the stepdad from the movie we watched last week, Sucker Punch.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, same guy.
Man, his accent fucking sucks, and sometimes he forgets to use it. It's amazing. It's almost like he was cured.
And then you've also got like the pretty little like not Alicia Silverstone, not Heather Graham looking babe.
With the dog.
Yep. You've got the couple from flying back from their honeymoon with like the nervous guy who keeps like sniffing nasal spray.
Basically, you're running the numbers, right? You're like, which one of these are going to die and which ones aren't? Like, who's got the sappy story? Who's going to be the dickhead? Who's going to get it? Oh, these guys. Gotcha. All right, let's go.
Oh, don't forget about the chubby, like I'm gonna guess Hawaiian woman in the muumuu.
Dude, she is fucking gross.
Well, I mean, the term moo is pretty disgusting, so.
Next thing we know, boom! Fucking snakes deploy and start slithering about. And that's the movie. People just spend the next literal 40 fucking minutes of this film getting bit by some of the worst CGI. And you get running back and forth because it's a double-decker plane. Forgot to mention that. The whole second floor is apparently free of snakes.
Yeah,
No
well-
snakes on the second floor. But
Yeah,
everyone's
because
getting bit.
they can't go upstairs. They ain't got legs.
Nope, they sure don't.
Yeah, I was wondering why they don't just like send more people upstairs, except for like at the very end when they do.
Oh, because they can have
Oh my
because they
God.
realize there's too many people on the plane. Like, well, we can't kill them all with snakes. That'd be silly. So they all start killing themselves, basically, just trying to get up the stairs when they break.
Dude, I have it in my notes. I was like, these motherfuckers can't walk upstairs. They get on the staircase and fall through, and people literally die. They are impaled. They are fucking breaking necks, falling 4 feet off of a goddamn staircase.
Like, there was shit that I couldn't believe. Like, there's a mass panic, of course, when the snakes start to take over the plane. And this one guy gets his head stepped on, and this woman's 3-inch heels dig into his fucking ear, and he's screaming like crazy.
Yeah, he gets trampled by a stiletto. It goes straight in.
And
I don't know.
It takes about, what, 10 minutes for them to figure out what's going on? Literally, they just shout the exposition at each other because everyone somehow knows. They just fucking know. Snakes are here. They're attacking because of pheromones. How do you know that? You just fucking know because they tell you. They just know. And Sam Jackson's big line with a straight fucking face, zero enthusiasm, zero, like, haha, or dry humor or anything. Oh, great. Snakes on crack.
Oh, that line.
Dude, I fucking died. And I was like, dear fucking God. That's amazing.
He had himself written out of Deep Blue Sea. An actual film. What the fuck,
Again,
Sam?
I find this much more enjoyable than Deep Blue Sea.
I just don't see it, man. Like, Deep Blue Sea had just like this really neat quality of like feeling like almost like a 90s action movie, even though it was made like 10 years after. I don't know, it has like a charm. Like, if it's on TV, I'll watch it.
And the practical effects are actually really fucking cool. When you see the sharks, they don't look like shit. You're like, oh, those look like fucking sharks. They're cool.
I mean, I'll give it credit where it's due, but sometimes the shark looks like shit. Like especially when Sam Jackson gets chomped on, spoilers, and written out of the movie, that looks pretty fucking awful.
Well,
like,
that's
just the fact that it's so abrupt is what tells me.
Yeah, because that was like something they hadn't spent any time developing. They were like, he wants to be out of the movie. Well, how are we going to do it? Make a shark eat him. Well, how much time do I have? 2 weeks. Oh, shit. They were just like, crayons. Rawr.
Just for what it's worth. Just for what it's worth, Snakes on a Plane has a Metascore of 58. Deep Blue Sea, Metascore of 54. I am not alone.
Oh, what? I read on the wiki they had a score of 69, and I was just like, nice.
Listen, if anyone is voting for this over Deep Blue Sea, they're doing it because of the hype train. That's it.
Like, I don't think it was as hype as it was more meme.
Unsnakeable.
In addition to like all this snake chaos, the snakes somehow like turned off the avionics or some shit. They got to go to manual control and all that stuff. There's problems with the actual airplane running.
Yeah, they take out the air conditioning. They take out the lights. They come when it's at night mostly. They mostly come at night. It's just, come on.
So basically, this is Air Force One instead of German terrorists. It's just snakes.
But hey, what about the one guy that before everything goes crazy, goes to the bathroom to pee and he whips his dick out and there's a snake in there and he gets a snake to the dick.
Okay. Can we let's just take one moment to discuss this. He gets his dick bit by a snake. He then turns 90 degrees to his left and proceeds to throw himself bodily backwards headfirst into a mirror.
I mean, that's how I try to.
He doesn't go into the mirror. He goes into the door, smashes his head against the door.
No, he does both of those. Like, instead of trying to just tear it off himself, he just like lunges himself back and forth, by door and mirror, and that's how he like busts his head and stuff.
Bingo.
I didn't see the mirror. I just saw him go like straight back, head into the door, and like just start bleeding out of his ear or whatever.
And when you look up, it's like back into the left, back into the left.
Even fucking Sam Jackson spends a chunk of this film in the background talking on the phone to the police commissioner, and they're like, "Hey man, is it hot?" And he goes, "I don't know, I'm from Tennessee." What?
Like the whole, the movie tries to shoehorn some stuff in, have these other guys just trying to figure out the whole situation. And Sam Jackson's like, "There's snakes on this damn plane." It's like, that's silly. There's never been a snake on the plane. You crazy. And like, what is this conversation? Like, you're just supposed to be old buddies, and you work for the FBI, and this guy that you trust completely calls you, and it's like, "Hey, there's a serious situation," and you're just like, "Nah, that's dumb."
But this goes on with Sam Jackson somehow managing to figure out, because apparently he knows exactly how to restore power to this fucking plane, and there's like a love story going on between four of the characters, because why the fuck not?
You say somehow he knows. He knows because the main aircraft attendant got the blueprint from the or not blueprint, but like the map of the plane, and is like, "Oh, it's here. Go here." He didn't just magically know. The lady that works on the plane told him.
Last time he tried to follow a blueprint that turns out the back one, he didn't fucking come back.
Exactly. All they found was his arm.
What? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Hold on to your butt.
Oh. I'm tired of these motherfucking dinosaurs on this motherfucking park.
I would actually kind of love if it was like the same movie, but just like Velociraptors. They're so fucking big and cumbersome, the movie would be over so quick.
Just one is loose, and it's fucking mauling people, and they're just trying to put bodies in front of them, and it's kind of like a tiger. It kills like 8 people, and then it sits in the back and stares at everyone while it rests till it wants to come more. Yeah.
And then Sam Jackson would just be like, "It's okay, all right, we got about 30 minutes, so he takes a big old dino dump, and we're fucking."
Time to open some windows.
Yeah, like, I don't think it's nearly as bad as you guys are leading on. Like, you guys, at least Brady, you openly say that you didn't really pay attention to it, and I feel like you're missing a whole lot of, especially like the more entertaining, like the scenes that are like, "Oh shit," that kind of thing.
Well, I watched all the big jump scare scenes with like the snake jumping out and killing everybody, but it was all just stuff that I had seen a million times before, and it wasn't like interesting. Like to me, whenever they were trying to make like the cool death scenes, like when the lady got the snake in the eye, or whenever Rick or Champ, whatever his name was, he dies twice. He comes back with a big swollen hand, and then you got to care about the kid because the lady's got to suck the venom out. And instead of that being a touching scene, it's ruined because the men standing over there like, hey, can you suck me next?
LOL.
I think you might have just gotten lost in all the like side characters. I don't know. I just think you guys are being a little bit unfair to this. I don't know.
Well, I think the big issue is, especially with Brady and I feel like this is the kind of movie that would have excelled if we had the opportunity to just watch it all together. Like if this was like a party movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Okay.
watching it by ourselves, just like sitting on the couch or whatever, and we just kind of like have to think about it a little bit more critically than we usually would for the podcast. It just kind of just doesn't hold any weight whatsoever. So we can't get the enjoyment that you did out of this movie as we would for a movie that we would casually watch on television.
It would have, we would have all been able to have had like a more, what's the word, a more joyful experience watching it, you know, making jokes with each other and being able to point things out. Because whenever I'm sitting here alone and I'm watching this, I can look to my left and I can look to my right and I'm just like, this sucks. And then I just kind of have to write down something that amuses me, which is normally a sarcasm.
We don't have the feedback that we would if we were just like watching it together. So like watching it by ourselves, having to think a little bit more critically for the podcast just kind of hurt the movie quite a bit.
Well, like, I don't think, like, I didn't really think critically about this. Most of my notes are, like, a little bit of quoting and a little bit of, like, shit, she got a snake on her titty. Oh, she got a snake in the eye. The snake's crawling up her moo-moo, and she seems to kind of like it. I don't know. Like, it helps to have a little bit of fun with it.
I can't say that I had no fun. Like, there were bits that I laughed at, like I mentioned earlier, like the bits with $quarter or whatever, 3G. Like his like character is just ridiculous, and Keenan's reaction to him was like pretty much flawless, very just like, you know, real. That's what made me laugh. There were bits with like Champ, like pretty much everything he said was just like misogynistic and just bullshit. I'm just like, what do you do, Champ? You need the money, Champ? Ah, Champ.
I was just gonna say, like, talk about that maybe a little bit instead of just like, fucking, I hate this movie.
I can't say I hated it though. Like, what the fuck? I'm not railing it.
No, that was more toward Brady than
Yeah,
you.
I'm ready.
Okay. Here's some positives. I'll just stick with Champ for a second. That's where I
Which
left
one's
off
he?
with. He's the pilot. He had a
Man.
Oh,
There's a bit that had me rolling. It shouldn't have. It's just because I can tell like these guys don't care. Like they're just there. That's fine. That didn't terribly bother me. But like, there's a bit where like his co-pilot, you know, he's got to go under this like little thing to fix a thing. You know, basically spinning on a fetch quest he'll never return from. And you know, he gets fucked up with the snake and everything. And he's just like, hey, pal, everything okay down there? And he, like, puts it on autopilot just so he can turn around and see what's happening. And this guy's fucking twisted and broken and all dead and shit. He's like, ah, damn it.
For real. Did you like how he died twice? They're like, oh no, Champ's dead. He's like, no, I'm okay. I'm still flying the plane. Oh, I'm dead again.
That's just his shtick, though. That's what he does.
He had giant elephantitis arm.
oh yeah, it was like super swollen up and everything.
Grab him a strong hand.
He's like holding it. You'd be surprised what a man can do with one hand.
And then, of course, all the ladies are just like, ah.
We did bypass one of the best quotes also. Hashtag sky candy.
Oh, yeah, that was good old Champ for it. I was like, oh my god. Audible eye roll. I was like, alright, I get it.
It was a different time.
2003, 6, 9.
2006, yeah.
369. Pass so fine.
So aside from the shit talk and the shit hitting the fan, like they try to get their shit together on the plane. A lot of shit happening. So their great, brilliant idea is like, hey, let's quarantine these snakes in the back of the plane using nothing but the luggage we have around us. It's not like they can just like rocket jump across the plane and attack people and
Yeah, I didn't really buy this because snakes can crawl up and shit. Like, this was a wall, but it wasn't like a completely sealed off wall or anything. Like, you can still see over, and the snakes can get through that shit too.
You know what I just realized? Is that they had to build that wall because they were still not allowed to go in the first class where the snitch was. So basically Sam Jackson was like, nah, y'all can be fucked down there. I got business up here.
I mean, think about how easily the staircase fell apart. Had they just went up, 3-4 stairs, and maybe started to knock the stairs away?
Yeah, well, like, the stairs themselves weren't falling apart. It was the two rails that caused everybody to, like, topple over.
And that alone killed off like half the plane passengers.
Man, you know what this movie's missing? Instead of the music video at the end, it should have had like an in memoriam for all the people that died.
All the people whose careers died.
Oh, Cyclops, no.
Oh,
He was an X-Man. Now he's just an X-actor.
Rest in peace, the fucking mom from Detroit Rock City.
she's done way better since then.
I have no idea what she's like. I know her from two things.
Dude, she's in all the Insidiouses. She's in those fucking what the Conjuring.
Yeah.
She was in Insidious, yeah.
Yeah, she stays busy.
About that. All right.
Yeah, Kingsman and the Secret Serpent.
Yeah, I don't know anything about those.
Secret Serpent. Ah, you got me. Shit, it only took 3 tries. I'm out. But speaking of out, I feel like Sam Jackson's running out of patience. Like, everybody's crammed up there in first class. He's like, damn, dude, it's getting real.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, is it time for the hashtag quote of the movie? I mean, Chan, I would love to hear you.
Oh no, I don't have that kind of. I don't have that kind of vocal ability.
Oh, come on, be your Huckleberry.
I think that's more of a Brady thing. He's got the Sam Jackson voice.
I can't make a Sam. I don't even know what the fuck Sam Jackson sounds like. In my head, he's just like, "What's in your wallet?" That's it.
Oh,
And then I just feel like Nick Fury's mugging me. It's like, shit, dude.
But before we get to that, is anybody going to talk about that giant ass anaconda that just comes from the glass ceiling up above and is probably like a 300-pound snake?
I mean, come to think of it, how much crack would it take to fill that anaconda?
One rock.
Well, the old bitchy guy, the stepdad from Sucker Punch, he like throws the lady's dog at it, and that's just like a fucking snack for it. That's like one chicken nugget.
Dude, I mean, it was such a dickhole move, but man, same.
He wasn't doing anything. Fucking Mary Kate. By the way, little factoid: Mary Kate. The reason it was named Mary Kate is because that little dog was actually played by 2 dog actors, a la Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen in Full House.
Yeah. For a second, I thought you were going to say, like, oh, factoid, they named it Mary Kate because they tried to get, like, you know, the Olsen twins, and they're just like, nah, we're too good for that, me.
Or they named him Mary Kate because that dog was skinny as fuck.
Oh, man. Believe me on a plane. Coming soon.
What happened to those 2 girls, man? They're weird as shit now.
Hollywood, I guess, you know?
They've got like a fashion company going on or something. Their sister's doing all right, I think.
Yeah, she looks normal. She actually has like flesh on her bones. She exists.
She just isn't like a $20 million fright skeleton.
Oh, there you go, Chan. A whole nother reason to lease out that fucking Michael Myers house and open a Spirit of Mary and Ashley Kate Olsen fucking Halloween store. Hang out front.
Yeah, you could have like a full house of horrors.
I'll
take it.
I liked it.
But yeah, in addition to that big ass anaconda, you've got like a rattlesnake running around, and it like corners that baby at one point, and the mom from Detroit Rock City grabs, or Insidious, I don't know the actress's name, but her grabs the baby and gets like bit in the shoulder, and she hangs on for a little while.
Well, I mean,
Texas.
I hear that rattlesnake was from Texas.
Speaking of Texas rattlesnakes,
Are you fucking with me, Chandler?
I'm not fucking with you. I have got from El Segundo Brewing Company, Steve Austin's Broken Skull IPA.
Oh my god.
This is a 6.7% ABV. It's got a piney, like a resiny scent to it. Smells like an IPA. Tastes like an IPA. Not a whole lot of fruit notes. There's a lot of that green, that pine, it's just hoppy. It's kind of a generic IPA flavor that's not bad. It doesn't have any like crazy wild notes all over the place or anything.
So it's like a drinking man's beer. Like you could sit down and just drink them and not think about it.
You could drink a couple of them. They are 6.7%, so you know you can drink a couple, but you know you can definitely drink them. It's not anything too heavy.
On a scale of 316 to I just whipped your ass. Where did you think this falls?
It's a sumbitch.
Yeah, dude. Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah!
All we need is Chandler, like in first class, standing up on one of the seats and raising his left hand, a beer flying from off screen into it, then raising his right hand, and another beer flying into that one. Him thumb popping them open and just dumping them on his face, and then being swallowed alive by that anaconda, because it in fact does want some of Chan Man's buns.
I can get behind that. Yeah, why not?
That's the only way to go out. I mean,
Double
that's-
fist while killed by an anaconda.
Well, it sounds like a fine drink, the kind that you knock back before you operate some heavier machinery. But hey, you sound like a rattlesnake expert. And you know who else is? Those fine fellas they had to call right back on the ground to help everybody on the plane.
Oh yeah, the nerdy guy from High Fidelity.
Oh yeah. So they find out the guy that supplied the bad guy with all the snakes to put on the plane, the snakes on a plane, and they're like, hey, we're gonna violate every single one of your rights.
They shoot at him. No, they shoot him, don't they?
I don't know if they shoot him or not. They shoot through one of the tanks with like a venomous snake in it, and that snake bites him.
And then they hold him hostage.
Yeah, but he's sitting there and he's like, oh shit, I just got bit by a very poisonous snake. What is it? Oh, it's this snake. Okay, cool. You want the antivenom? Yes, I do. Well, tell me everything. Oh, man.
Now, I know like it's a pressure-sensitive moment where like, he's got 7 minutes before he dies of this venom. So you got 7 minutes to talk, pal. And I'm thinking, okay, so this is how venom works, snake venom works, is that once it's into your system, it's not like a ticking time bomb. Your blood is slowly turning into jelly as it, coagulates. So even if they wait till the last second to give him that thing, this guy is like 100% fucked.
Yeah, I don't know enough about snakes, but that sounds right.
Well, in most movies, the way an antidote or an antivenom or medical procedures in general are just like video game analogies. Oh my God, what happened to you? I got shot. Okay, you're in the hospital. You're 100% better.
Mhm.
God damn it.
I
You
need
know
a
the worst-
medipack.
Yeah, no
Exactly.
kidding. I was gonna say like the worst instance of that I can think of is if anybody's seen the Kingsman 2, the Golden Circle or whatever. Like a dude got brought back to life after being shot in the fucking face.
What?
They just put some jello on him and he was fine. He just lost an eye.
What flavor?
Spoilers. Channing Tatum.
That's a good flavor.
I bet that's delicious.
I hear it's magic.
I see what you did there.
Anyway, pilots are dead. Gotta have somebody to like fly the plane. I guess. I don't know. A couple people take their shot. Sam Jackson.
And the movie just tries its hardest to be like, yeah, this has to be a thing. Who are we gonna get? Well, suddenly this guy plays video games, and also it turns out he has like 1 billion hours on Flight Simulator. Yeah, that's good. Oh, whew. Man, they said writing was gonna be hard. Oof.
It sure is a good thing we got PSP to sponsor us.
That's what I was going to say. Was this just blatant sponsorship? Because it was like, oh, PS4 or PS3 or whichever one they were. And I remember that one of the big exclusives
PS2.
was that Ace Combat or whatever.
He even mentions it was PS2.
Yeah, well, one of them. And he's like, the PlayStation, whatever, and Ace Combat, look at me. I'm good at games. They had their shit on point. Look at camera. Raise red level.
It was a little weird, like that. He was like, "Oh yeah, hey Tower, give me the instructions so I can land this plane." He's like, "Listen here, fella, get a real pilot." He's like, "Listen, I played this on PS2, which you can get right now for $3.99 at your local Kmart."
I mean, think about this though. He's like, "Hey Tower, it's me. I'm gonna land this plane. Put someone with some talent in that seat, boy." And he's like, "Nah," and they're like, "All right."
Is there anyone that we can talk to who is less black?
That's what it was.
And then Sam Jackson's like, "Listen, y'all better stop." But yeah, like ground controlled Keenan Thompson. He's just like, "Hey, fine, whatever. Here's the things or whatever." Samuel L. Jackson just starts grilling the poor guy. He's just like, "Are you sure you got this?" He's like, "Yeah." Well, I mean, it was a video game, and Sam Jackson's like, "Motherfucker."
But you don't have to worry about that. All you gotta do is turn left, motherfucker!
Yeah. Wait. Did we really just completely skip We did skip. We didn't. Nobody said it. Nobody said the line. We just kept talking about the line. Nobody said the line.
And I'll just cut the podcast right here. Just end.
Enough is enough. I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. Everybody strap in. I'm about to open some windows.
Hell
and then
yeah.
the crowd goes wild. He said the thing. I wonder if that was like, Sam Jackson made a big stink about like not changing the title of the movie or anything from Snakes on a Plane. But like, I wonder if like the title they were trying to go for was like motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
Evidently, the original title of the screenplay was Venom, and then I guess the guy rewrote it and gave it like a working title of Snakes on a Plane, and showed it to some friends of his, and they were like, "No, that's brilliant. Just roll with it."
Nice.
Look, Sam Jackson read that line and that line alone. He just opened the script, saw it, was like, "I'm on board. Strap in, cause I'm the Candyman, bitch."
And then, like, all the snakes start biting weenies off and throwing them in toilets.
Be my victim. But, yeah, they land the plane, and as everyone's getting off the plane, it seems like everything's all right, except for whenever the witness guy goes to get off.
Like, the main fucking character is like, "Hey, before we get off, thanks. You did good. All right, I'm gonna slide down this thing. Oh, snake attack!"
But let's not gloss over the fact, like, as soon as the snake attacks this man, Sam Jackson's like, listen. And fucking smokes him.
Yeah, it's like, we've been through all that. I'm gonna shoot you in the chest a couple of times.
I straight up thought, like, he was legitimately motherfucking tired of this whole situation. Just, like, blew that guy away.
Would that have been a better ending?
Oh, the ending was the snake on the chest, blop, blop. Dude's dead. He takes the mask off. M. Night Shyamalan directly at the camera. What a twist! And it's over.
Oh.
So you're saying Sam Jackson actually works for Eddie Kim, or is Eddie Kim?
Both.
Oh,
He's like, "What's the first thing I ever said to you when you first met?" He's like, "Follow me if you want to stay alive." Well, follow me if you want to live. And
do
then it
as I say, and you live.
Oh, there we go. That's it. And then they're surfing, and because that's how he lives, and that's the end of the movie. No fucking trial for Eddie Kim. No resolution to nothing.
It's hard to do snakes on a plane in a courtroom. Snakes in a courtroom. Oh.
Part two.
No.
Let's do it.
It's just a fucking giant snake in a judge's robe with a powdered wig.
Oh,
But
no.
You glossed over the fact that after they land and he he's on solid ground, the cute little stewardess lady comes up and is like, writing on his arm her phone number and kisses him, and she's like, he's like, "I don't know how to react. I've never had a girl talk to me before. So I'm just gonna say, oh damn," and like walk away.
And then he calls the numbers like, "Shit, this is an Arby's."
No. Oh.
My final thoughts are, like, I was into the MySpace hype at the time. I was all about it. I saw this movie on like its release day. I had a lot of fun with it. I have a lot of good memories. It's not a good movie. Don't be fooled into that. Like, it's not good, but I have a lot of fun with it. It's corny as shit. The snakes look bad, but it's fun. I like it.
I didn't think it was terrible. I wasn't mad or anything, but I just couldn't find the fun in it. Like, Sam Jackson, I was trying so hard to just, like, find something in his performance, like, to latch onto him. Just like, yeah, at least there's good old Sam. And I was just like, whatever.
I found humor in one character, and they fucking killed him twice. Champ is absolutely a treasure in this film. From the second he walks on the screen with his misogynistic remarks to the second he flops down with his giant swollen elephant arm, he's magical. And I really wish that he would have been more centered in this film, because when he's on that screen, I'm laughing. And the rest of the time, I was looking, kind of like you said, for someone to kind of bond with, someone to be like, okay, that's my dude. And I had a hard time with that. And I even looked for it to be Keenan because, like you said earlier, Chandler, he does have a couple lines that are pretty good. But then he kind of peters out, especially near the end, whenever he's got like the cockpit jokes. I mean, it's
Now, the line that I attached myself to with Keenan was, "Fuck Randy. He's my own brother, but I still say fuck him."
yes.
Oh yeah.
Just before we go, there is a music video at the end of this movie, and God, is it terrible!
Oh, I didn't even watch it. I was like, okay, they're surfing,
Oh.
whatever.
Chandler, I don't know what band this was. The music video that it reminded me of was that one where the guys are in the mall and they're like, you got the music in you.
Oh, the New Radicals, You Get What You Give.
Yes.
What it reminded me of was a couple of musicians that are way too old to be playing scene music in 2006.
So they were all in a point of their career. It's like, yeah, snakes on a plane can just turn it all around.
Yeah, I think that's what they were hoping for. It's people from like the Academy Is and Gym Class Heroes. It's like and I'm using my finger quotes, super group.
Well, on that super note, that was snakes in and around the plane. So, if you have any thoughts about the movie or the cast itself, leave it in the comment section below.
Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Be sure to hit that little bell icon down there too, so you know next time we've got another one Slytherin.
Get out there and follow us on all of our different social media accounts. We get that Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, an administrator who's constantly shedding new material for you guys. So check that out. And if you don't, maybe we'll get a herpetologist to, send a snake your way.
Is that what a herpetologist is?
They study reptiles.
Really? I thought they studied the old herpy monster.
Nope.
Yeah, that's what I go to mine for, but that explains a whole lot.